The Epiphany is when we remember the story of the Magi coming to visit Jesus. These wise travelers were attentive to the world. They were looking for signs of God being at work in creation. They noticed a change in the heavens and were familiar enough with its movements to know that this was something worth acting on. These pilgrims travelled for many months to pay homage to the newborn king, bringing with them gifts of great value: gold as for a king, frankincense to represent prayer, and myrrh as a foretelling of his death. These were learned folk, familiar with the prophecies but committed to act impulsively when they saw God on the move. I am fortunate enough to live in a place where I am able to enjoy the flora and fauna of God's magnificent creation. Whether running in the morning or walking the dogs in the evening, I have chance to familiarize myself with the rhythms of the world around me. I often use this time to be with God, to feel His presence, to let myself fall into step with His purposes. My mind is often drawn to the beauty of the skies and the grace of nature, whether it be to a murmuration of starlings that takes my breath away, or an otter on the towpath that makes me stop in my tracks. My familiarity with my environment helps me notice the unusual and significant moments. My prayer is that we might be able to cultivate this sort of behavior in our whole of our lives. When we decide to follow Jesus, we are not charged with blazing a trail, but to follow in the footsteps of the Ancient of Days. When He calls us to share His love with others, this is an opportunity to notice where the Holy Spirit is already at work, and to follow her prompting in our hearts to join in. My hope this Epiphany is that, like these ancient travelers, our attentiveness to the changes in our communities may help us to be more aware of where God is calling us to be. That through taking the time to familiarize ourselves with our environment, we will notice the Father's prompting for us to steer our walk with Jesus in a new direction.